From the Lido, hello, sir.
Good morning again, Dub.
How are you doing on this fine, less smoky, but still nevertheless smoky day today?
It blows in and it blows out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just one day you can't see across the street, and then today it looks pretty nice out there.
Yeah, and our air quality index is still, I don't have it open anymore, but it was 2 last I checked, so it might be getting a little worse now. It kind of looks a little hazier out there at the moment, but anyway. We want to start, I think, on a sadder note. We want to talk about Luna, your puppy.
Yeah.
Who sadly passed away last week. A fixture of these interviews. You didn't always see her on camera, but she was always here with you hanging out.
Every time I came through the door, everybody, Luna!
Yeah.
And then that guy that, he carries her, brings her here.
Your joke was that we were excited to see her, and also you were here.
Yeah, it was funny. Tina would come out of her office. If it was just me, Tina would stay in her office. But if Luna was here, Tina would come out and,
Yeah,
although it'd look weird if she was scratching my ear and patting my back.
It would be a little strange, but whatever to keep you advertising with this, right, bro?
Yeah, unfortunately, we lost her last Tuesday.
Yeah,
and it's a sad was a sad day. I mean, she just a few months back we found out that she had a mass in her stomach, and we went and saw Justin over at Rivers, and what do you do at that point? She's when we found her, it was January of 2019, laying on the streets of Puerto Vallarta. Or of Bucerias, actually, and I remember just asking the cab driver if I could take my dog, and he says, "That's your dog, amigo?" "Oh yeah, it is." So we threw her in the back and took her back to our place, showered her up, took her to the vet, got her fixed up, and brought her here, and thought we'd adopt her out to somebody else, and because we already had 2 dogs at the house, and so we were kind of full at the inn. And as it turned out, she just ended up coming with me everywhere. Yeah. So, it's pretty sad. Yeah. We put a little post out there just to let people know. We just had the Moana Junior bunch come in. And I remember from last year, as soon as they came in on the Monday for rehearsals, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every kid there would be touching her and feeding her the cheese sandwich or whatever, It's just... And she had such a good demeanor. She just, if you weren't touching her, she'd give you the old head nod. Yeah.
Very sociable dog. Very liked the attention. So
there's people that come by the Lido, and the door would be open, and she'd just be laying on the mat on the sidewalk outside. Because old Dum Dum might have forgotten. He went up to answer the phone or something. I don't know, squirreled, and they'd say, "Hey, there's a stray dog laying out here," and she's stray for sure. Yeah. All the way from Mexico, but no, she's street smart. She would just hang out in front and watch the world go by. People, dogs, other, they just go by, and she would just be calm. Yeah. Just not a worry in the world. And she retired north, coming off that plane in Calgary. It was fun. It was funny to watch her because they have a pee place outside. After you've been traveling in an airplane for a while, your dog's got to go. So we took her out to this pee pad, and we went from plus 30 to minus 30, and to listen to her take that first breath in the good old Canadian winter air. Yeah.
It's like, why? Why did you make me leave?
People can live in this. Yeah. But it's been a good 6 years that we had with her. And that's, if anybody has any pictures, that kind of thing, I'd really like it if you could send them. One of the things I didn't do is get a picture of her out front, laying on the mat. Oh man! The stray dog shot. Yeah. Out front of the Lido. I've got lots of her up in the Luna Lounge. I mean, she's famous. She's got a lounge named after her, for crying out loud. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a good 6 years, and to see the outpouring of people just. I don't know, we'd say just acknowledging that she's gone now. Yeah. So,
and sharing memories. Yeah. I know we'll miss her around here, Brian. It was always fun to have her come for a pat, and sometimes decide to come up the stairs to the studio, and then someday she's like,
it got a little tougher for her.
Yeah. Someday she's like, no thanks. I'll hang out down here with Robin. And
that's where all the touches are anyhow, right? Yeah. She's here, she just has to listen to us. So who wants to do that, right? Yeah. Well, me anyhow.
Absolutely. Anyway, but our condolences to you and Cindy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
What's happening at the Lido? Oilers
Oh yeah,
That's happening.
they forgot to happen.
They sure did on Monday night.
They forgot.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was. But you know what?
That
Once
was
a
rough.
game, and I don't know if you've ever played hockey. I played quite a bit as a young person growing up in the town, and you know, once a game gets away from you, it just seems to snowball.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't matter whether you. I mean, it's humbling losing by quite a large margin, but it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
You know, on the games for and against, it's now only 2-1.
Yeah.
You know, but to go from 2 overtime games,
To just
decided
just
in 1 and 2
down. Yeah.
So that means it's going to be a retaliatory punch, and so the Oilers are just going to bring out the beats.
Yeah.
Hey?
Boy, is this series gonna. I mean,
Yeah.
we already thought it was great because it's like like as you said, the first 2 games went to overtime, and
Yeah.
these guys are just like right back into it after fighting so hard last year in the final, and now we're gonna have a game 4 after that happened. I mean, they got pretty chippy in the third period,
yeah.
so I feel like we're gonna see more. Of
Well,
that.
and when you look at the bench, and there's a lot of spots where people could sit that there was no people sitting.
No,
It's like,
they're all thrown out.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, either in the penalty box or tossed out of the game, and you
Yeah.
know, you get the big boys usually get tossed out first because they're supposed to.
Yeah. It's one of their jobs.
Yeah, they let people know that they're still there, they're still in the game. But they are 2 teams that truly do respect each other. You know, they were in it last year, and you've got to be good to get to this level.
Yeah.
You got to be lucky too. You got to have some bounces go your way, but they certainly do. You know, it's not like they're not trying. People go, "Oh my God, they're doing all these things wrong." Well, you know what? Lace them up. You know, even looking at the Huskies when they made their run as well. You know, and I remember the Lido was packed for that away game.
Yeah.
You know, it's so cool to see. We did the fours when Canada was playing the U.S. and just to see the vibrancy, the excitement, and it's almost the Canada. You know, it's almost like Feel the Canada thing. You get in there and you stomp on the floor at the Lido, and you just can't help but build the energy. And our new projector we have there is just it's stellar. It's so clear. It's so bright. You know, we can have all the lights fully on in the whole theater and still really see so it's just like a TV screen. You know, and it's big. It's 14 by 24. You know, so that's a big TV.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Great TV to watch the game on. So that's
Yeah.
tomorrow night. You're going to open the
Well,
doors.
no, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking Saturday.
We did have a
Yeah.
quick chat.
Apologies.
Due to the smoke, and unfortunately, it is what it is, and you know, in levels of what we need to be cognizant of. We had the Indigenous Education Center call us in a bit of a problem. This year, they were hoping to do their grad barbecue outdoors, tents, chairs, and all that. And with all this smoke, they called kind of in an emergency way, and we have to. You know, we said yes, absolutely. We would be honored to do that for them. So unfortunately, we will not be showing the game on the 12th, but we will be showing the I think it's the 14th.
Yeah, Saturday night.
The Saturday night hockey night in Canada. One of the things people don't understand is that when you go to the Lido and you're hungry and you love Montana's or you love Boston pizza or you love, it doesn't matter. You can order from anywhere you like and just bring it on into the Lido. So, you know, you can pre-order if you like. You can reserve a booth. Say, you know what, me and my 6 friends want to sit in a booth at Lido, and we want Montana's chicken wings and deep fried pickles. Okay, well, we'll make sure that happens for you. The beer's cold. The service is always good, I think. I'm never on that end of a can of beer, though. It always seems like Cindy and I are always working.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But you know, let's. I like the thing that seems to be missing in the entertainment is that the people getting together since COVID. You know, it's still not back to where it was as far as people feeling good going out, that kind of thing, you know. So it'd be nice on occasions like this to make sure we get together and you know, I think most people would be cheering for the Oilers, but that's okay. We can have a tiny little side set aside for the Panther lovers.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah. And it is. It's just good hockey. And there are Canadians that play for both teams.
There are.
And there's Americans that play for. And, you know, I mean, it is a big universe we live in. So Christine Sutherland. So again, we're doing June 14th, Panthers Oilers Saturday night. Give us a call if you want us to put away some seats for you.
Yeah.
We certainly will do that.
And again, you can order your own food in. If you're like, oh, I want
Absolutely.
meal, bring it. Just bring it, order it, whatever.
Yep.
You'll have beer and popcorn.
Same as
if
you might
want
do
that.
at your house.
Yeah.
Except, you know what? Your wife is glad that you're not going to do it at your house. Because then all your buddies got to get out. You know? And nothing like a double overtime to maybe upset the home front, right? We'll say. Christine Sutherland and Bo Hedges, they did a documentary. We're going to show that June 18th. It's called Dream Big. It's she's worked so hard on this, and for probably a year and a half, 2 years, it's come to fruition now, and we're proud that she's decided to show it at the Lido. It's going to take questions, all that kind of thing. So that's June 18th. You can hit up our website if you're looking for tickets.
Yeah.
July 4th, we've got actually, I'm forgetting Canada Day. We've decided that we're going to show 2 movies.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, and it's going to be free to the public. The City of Fort St. John, as well as with the Lido Theatre, we've partnered together to do this. The city's really, they really want to make sure that, again, the same thing I was just speaking about earlier, that we get back to where there's a gathering of people. Centennial Park is going to be just packed with all sorts of things to do, and so they encouraged, or trying to encourage a bunch of different businesses to do different things. Maybe offer a board game night. I think that's what Canucks Gallery is going to do. Tyson over there is going to do board games, and I think Great Escape or Amazing Escapes has got some things planned. Of course, there's going to be music in the park and hot dogs and cotton candy and all things Canada Day. So make sure you get out and enjoy that. Our movies are going to be at 3:30 and 6:30. We've chosen 2 movies that are one for the younger kids, kind of the same as you guys do when you do the Moose movies, where you choose one that is more oriented towards the younger kids, maybe 2 to 7, 2 to 8, and then the second one will be more of your 10 to 14, 10 to 15-year-olds, that kind of thing. The Hip Experience. Tickets are starting to roll off that.
Wait a second, sorry, Brian. What movies are there? Are you going to announce what movies you're going to show?
We're still wrestling.
Still working on it. Okay. I
know.
I was so excited. Okay.
Well, you know what? But
we'll find out.
People out there, we're looking at a couple of movies. There's the Avatars and Transformers. The ones that the kids see. But there's something about kids; they can watch movies over and over and over and over and still just be mesmerized by it, right?
Yeah.
We're looking at one right now called The Butterfly Tale. And we watched little outtakes of these, and it's such a neat. It's all about the butterflies making. I think it's the monarchs making the flight that they travel, and then there's the evil dragonflies, and they're going to come through our territory. We're going to eat them all.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, don't eat the butterflies. But it's so cool just seeing the graphics and the cinematography and all. They just do it so well. And we're thinking about that. And there's another one called Moon the Panda. Another great little flick, and we're thinking we may do that. But the whole point, I guess, is that you can gather your kids up, whether you are well-to-do or not well-to-do. The fact is that it is free to the public, but you do need to go onto the Lido's website, thelido.ca, and you need to reserve tickets. Because like your movies, all of a sudden it's a week. You're a week out and there's no more room. You're full. And so we'd encourage people to check out our website. Don't do it today because it's not up there yet.
But it will be.
Yeah, it will be. Cindy's just working feverishly, making sure, and we will make that decision on those on the 2 movies. If we're choosing wrong, or if there's something you really want to see, we like people to interact with us and let us know what they're looking for, what we may be missing as far as entertainment, that kind of thing as well. There's lots of stuff coming up. Summertime is interesting in the theater business. It's a lot of people like to go outside, especially in the north. We have long winters, and when summer hits, it's there's boating down in Taylor. There's all sorts of things that you can do that are not inside of a box. But we've built the Luna Lounge outside. We've got a couple of weddings and a couple of birthday parties that have been reserved out there. It seats 50 people, fully catered. It's a great little spot. We've tidied it all up as far as washing the winter off of it, and looking forward to a season up there with some live music and we back to what we were talking about, the hip experience. That's one that you definitely want to see. You said,
Yep.
You're a hip fan. How did you know, or when did you know? How long you liked those guys?
Like since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like my dad gave me a cassette of Road Apples, their second major album. And I wasn't super sure what it was right at first, but as I got older, I appreciated it more and more. So
he's kind of a talky singer.
Yeah.
He's got such a unique style.
And intelligent. It took me a while to sort of fully understand some of the things that were being talked about and sung about and whatnot.
Yeah, so you had to mature to the level what you're understanding what he was trying to, the points he's trying to get across.
Exactly.
A fantastic entertainer.
Yeah.
I never really had a great love of the hip until I actually saw, and it was too bad that I never had the opportunity, or I could have taken the opportunity to go see them live. But when I had a hip tribute come into the Lido, probably 5 years ago now, and I just watching it and listening to people say, "Oh man, that lead singer, he just emulates him exactly. It's just so cool." And I'm listening to the words and I'm watching the people and getting into the groove of it, and you can't help but love it. Like it's such a good experience, and this tribute band, the hip experience, and that's what it'll be.
Yeah.
It'll be you kind of re-experiencing all things Gord.
Absolutely.
And I know you love it. So if you're out there in Dubland, I think we should get him to actually introduce this. What do you think, Fort St. John?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That'd be
Are
exciting.
you available on July the 4th?
I'll have to check my calendar.
I know.
if
You're a
think
busy
so.
guy.
Yeah. So, and you still have tickets for that show, right? The hip
They're on
experience?
the thelido.ca.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure. And if you're looking to book a little bigger space, you want to make a little bit of a party, the booths are always fun, right? You get 6, 8, 10 people in a booth, and it becomes your own little party in a party. We are going to leave the floor open. I just look at some of the pictures we've used from some of the shows in the past, and it's so cool to see the people loving the music. They're up there on the dance floor just moving and shaking and showing the appreciation to the people that are on stage, and the stage or the performers, they just love it. They love playing the Lido. The sound's good. It's a good vibe there. And Fort St. John buys a lot of T-shirts. What can I say? They love the merch sales in Fort St. John.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want more info and for ticket information, including buying the tickets, thelido.ca, or give Brian a call, 250-785-3011.
You did it all without her. Whew. We
at
better
me.
take a break. Thanks, Dub.
Brian, always a pleasure to have you here, sir.
We'll see you next week.
We're not a cookie